Welcome back, Legends. So if you watched my previous Apex Legends videos, you know that the game will have a lot of content for this Halloween. But of course, all of it was unfinished. The textures weren't there, and we just didn't have that much information. But luckily, after the Wild Iron event, we got a lot of leaks about what these events will be like, and of course, we get to see what the skins look like in-game, fully finished with all the textures. So I'm very excited for this one, so let's get into it. Let's start with the event that will be bringing in the Mad Maggie Prestige skin. Here we have the poster for the event, and I think this goes really hard. Revenant on the left being like the blue ice demon, and Horizon on the right being the fire demon. I think it's just awesome. With Maggie in the middle, since she is the reward for this event. One of the best posters in this game. We also get an image that shows off all three tiers of her skin. With it being finished and the added textures and shading, I think it looks much better than it did in the leaks. Tier 1 is still the best, but the other two aren't lacking. Now let's move on to the other skins in the event. So first here we have Horizon, and I think this looks much better than I thought. The amount of colors and textures going on here is just wonderful. Next is the Octane, and this is way better than the leaked version. The black mask just makes it even more terrifying compared to the original, which had a red mask. The chains, the glowing elements, this is just way better. Next is the Caustic, and I absolutely adore this. The unfinished version was great, and this one is even better. The metallic colors of the armor, the shine, the demonic writing on certain portions of the skin, I just love this. It's just so evil and fits him perfectly. Now moving on to Ash, and even though this skin is cool, it's not my favorite, and with the added textures and colors and all that, it's fine, but I don't think it's better than the unfinished version. Now we got the Fuse, and I love this. The unfinished version was amazing already, but seeing it fully finished in-game, I think that this is even better than it was, and I stand by the fact that this is one of, if not the best, Fuse skin in the entire game. And the glowing flames on the arm is just the perfect touch. And last we got the Revenant, who just kills it, as he always does. My only complaint is that the hands, wrists, and shoulder pads that look like the skulls, I wish that those were the white armor, sort of like his face. I think having most of his body be made up of the same kind of material would work a lot better, but this is still amazing. We also get weapon skins based around the legends in this event. The Peacekeeper and the Kraber being my favorite out of all these. This event just coming out with some of the best designs that we've seen in the game in a while, with very little complaints from me. So let's move on to the Halloween skins that will be sold in the store. First we have the Pathfinder, and there is just so much going on with the skins, so many canisters and vials and tubes and colors going on here. It's a pretty creative design, and I do really like the head of this skin. It looks like Mike Wazowski. Really freaky, and it fits the theme really well. Next we have the Mirage, and I still think this is the best one. I was wrong about the face on the pumpkin being a holographic type thing, but it's fine, it still looks awesome. The colors are really good, the textures are great, the added details are awesome. Like the cloth thing on his neck having the bats, I think that's cool. So yeah, best skin being sold here. Now we have the Caustic, and I am somewhat mixed on this. And this mostly comes down to the color. It's just way darker than I expected. The unfinished version was very colorful. The fur portions had a sort of cream-like color to them. The purple was pretty bright. The green portions on the suit were much brighter. It's really surprising to see how dark it actually is in-game. But even with that, I don't think it changes how good this skin is designed. The canisters on his waist having like these spines inside them, I think it's just really freaky, and there's even a little vial-like thing on his belt which has eyeballs in it, and I think it works really well for him. I just wish it was a bit brighter. And last we have the Wraith skin, and I knew when we saw the unfinished version that it was going to be way more colorful and even darker than it just being like a bland white and gray, and I am glad to be right. The cat design of the pumpkin works so much better with darker colors. Now we have two weapon skins that will be sold alongside the legend skins, probably in bundles. Here we have the Wingman, and it's got almost this cool gothic feel to it. I really love the red hot pumpkin in the middle of the weapon. It's just so cool. And we last got the R99, which has an amazing design, got a very pumpkin patch like design. You got almost like this grass on top with like these spikes that look like little tombstones with the pumpkin head inside the middle, which works so well. Now we got the intro animations that will be coming with these skins. We had a look at the Caustic already, but since we got all the others, I will be including that alongside these, so have a look. And these bundles will come with trackers, and I believe that these trackers will be for the individual legends. And it will be hard to know which one of these trackers belong to which, but I'm going to do my best to guess. So we have here these trackers, which are orange bats, and I think this will go with the Pathfinder. This set is very obvious because you have the pumpkin in the shape of a cat head, so this will go to Wraith. Then you have this one, which has like a bunch of different versions of pumpkins and spiral webs, and I believe with all the chaos that this will go with the Mirage. And the last one is obvious for Caustic with the darker colors and almost like this foul toxic factory. It just works best with him. And that is everything that has to do with the skins that will be coming to the game this October. Now the last bit of information that we have about the event is the LTM. Now a lot of people really wanted Shadow Royale or Shadowfall back. Those were really popular game modes when they came out, and it would be fun and get people back into the Halloween spirit. But it turns out that they're not going to be doing that this year. We will be getting tricks and treats in Wildcard, and the map will be the night version of Kings Canyon. Now of course we have a bunch of other night maps that are for Halloween for pretty much all the maps, but we won't be receiving those in Wildcard. It will only be Kings Canyon, which is really disappointing. Here's an image of the map, and I think it looks pretty cool, and apparently we're going to be getting these floating balloons, which is going to be really interesting. Can't wait to see what that's going to be like. One more thing we have is that wall running will be returning in this. You'll be able to move like a shadow without actually being one. But anyways, that is everything. Halloween is absolutely packed this year. The designers went all out on the skins, the animations. I cannot wait for Halloween, but I want to hear what you think about all this, so let me know. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you, Legends.